Hey Toolerinos, when I was going through this paper on one of my recent videos, I neglected one of the most important sections, the car section and the comics. So let's correct that. So here's the movie section. There was a movie out called Logan's Run. Sounds like a sci-fi movie. Probably something I'd want to check out. Murder by Death. Only name I recognize is Peter Falk. The Omen. I've heard of that, and it's got Gregory Peck. All the President's Men. Redford and Hoffman. That's a known good movie. Paul Newman, Buffalo Bill and the Indians. I'll just say oi. Clint Eastwood, The Outlaw, Josie Wales. And if we look at the theaters here, there's an awful lot of movie theaters, including a good number of drive-in theaters. And it looks like some of them were playing Disney movies for the kids, Peter Pan and Escape to Witch Mountain. Some of them were playing two Clint Eastwood movies, The Outlaw, Josie Wales, and Magnum Force. And at the regular theaters, it looked like the going rate was $1.25 or $1.50. And look at all the racing results. We won't get too close to that in case someone built a time machine. We don't want them to go back in time and win a bunch of races. Alright, beginning of the car section. When I first flipped to this, I kind of had the impression that these were Matchbox cars. But look at the cars for sale and the prices. '69 Pontiac Le Mans for $600. 76 Pinto. Brand new 76 Novas, Chevettes, Vegas, Monzas. I had a 77 Nova as my first car. I drove that a long time. In fact, I still have some parts of it. That's the corner of the hood poking out back there. So let's just do a quick scan of the car section. The Austere. Not very familiar with that one. Look at this one. Free 100 gallons of gas with every new Chevette. Ford cars. My brother had a Granada. Alright. The Jimmy travel van. That's cool. Like a camper van. Nice. Oh, look at the little ad for Hondas and Toyotas. So the comic section is pretty cool. I'm not going to read them all. If you want to pause the video somewhere and read some of your favorites, you can. But this one stuck out. Blondie. I'm taking a poll. Who's the head of your household? With us, everything is 50-50. I wear the pants. She wears the pockets. Still funny after 46 years. Here's a big interesting sale ad. And some more comics. Scoutcrafter, you'd appreciate this one. Thanks, but I just don't think I could stand any more fireworks. Hey Toolerinos, I know this isn't the typical tool that we're interested in, but I saw it at one of the salvage places and I couldn't pass it up. This material that most of it is made of does not appear to be rusting. It's got some sort of greenish hue, so I think it's some sort of copper brass material. It says Rainbird. It's got a number back there and a number down here. Looks like the same number. And on this side it says Glendora, California. And I've never really looked closely at one of these things. I've never had sprinklers in my yard or anything. So I wasn't really sure how they worked. So having bought it, I realized there's these sort of switching spring-loaded things here. And the pin down here, when it strikes it, they're presets, right? So when the head comes back around, it will, I'm just going to spin this because I can't spin the head on camera, then it'll switch this back. And what that does is it moves this interrupter in place of the swinging arm. So when it's here, the arm can't swing very far. And so when the water's coming out here and spraying here, it hits it and the energy is helping to rotate the head in short bursts. And it comes around and hits that next stop, which, you know, these are adjustable, and that moves the cam out of the way so that it can swing far. So now the water pressure pushes it farther, and when it comes on the backstroke, has enough mass to make the head rotate back until this pin strikes that cam and it switches back. It's a little dry, so it's one way it's not snapping back, but the other way is, and then that puts the interrupter back into place. So pretty cool. It's one of those sort of ingenious systems to make the water itself move the head the way you'd want it to in order to spread the water around. So I thought it was pretty ingenious. Even the spring is not rusting. It's made of some sort of non-rusting brass or something. But I wanted to show this because I have an idea for a weather vane. I've been holding materials for a while, and Reggie's recent video about a weather vane gives me the kick in the pants to try to make it happen. So these pins seem to be a very corrosion resistant, especially the main one here, because if it rusted up it wouldn't work, and it's a water thing, so it must be made of a material that doesn't want to rust easily. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to cut off the top of this and put some spacer under here to lift this rotating part up closer to the top, maybe put a little groove in there so I can put a snap ring on it so that it can't come off, and then that rotating part will be made into the arrow, you know, that rotates in the wind. And then attached to the bottom here I'll put the north, south, east, west. Gonna use old crappy tools to make the letters for the directions, and some combination of old tools to make the arrow and some sort of decoration on top of the arrow. Haven't quite worked out exactly yet, but I've got the materials for it for sure. And I have a welder, so I can make it happen. Wish me luck.